Hi, it's me, Creative Katie Karen Burchill. Welcome to my channel, Mixed Media Creations. Follow me on all my social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, WordPress, and Pinterest. Just search for Creative Katie and you're sure to find me. If you wish to support my channel, you can shop through my Amazon influencer links or make a direct donation through my PayPal link. Both can be found in the description box below. Thank you so much. Hit the subscribe button, click on the bell, and select the option to be notified as soon as I upload a new video. You won't miss any that way. Today we have a quote journal tutorial. Hi everybody, I'm getting ready to do 1 or 2 pages in my quick fire quote journal. If you don't know what this is and you want more information, check the playlist. I put it up in the iCard in the top right hand corner, and that will take you to the beginnings of this, and it will show you how I took my happy planner, my mini happy planner, which is approximately 5 by 7, and I gel printed on some of the pages very quickly and easily. Then I did some stamping, and you can see that here as well. I use the gel plate to gesso, and I have some blank pages. So in case I don't want to start with the color that's there, or if I have a little bit more time and I want to start from scratch, I can do that. So I have options in here. Now for the first 4 weeks, which, you know, the time frame is kind of very free form and loose, I chose to do the theme of changes. So I went online, I got a bunch of quotes about changes and things that affected me, that inspired me, right? And so they may be different than what inspires you. I've also brainstormed a whole list of other themes, and I'll work through those. So this is a project that will continue. Now, I have to say, I'm absolutely loving having this journal here, having both the blank pages and the partially done pages, because as I've been working on other projects, canvases and mixed media pieces, and I have leftover paint, I have been able to, you know, grab a stencil I'm using and stencil on the background. I have been able to, you know, very quickly finish an art journal page. I took this page and I had some modeling paste on that, the dragonfly stencil, and I put it on this blue background that was here, cut a quote, and it was done very, very quickly and easily. You know, here I was doing a magnolia piece, and again, leftover modeling paste. So I grabbed a page and I did it, and then I had, you know, leftover paints on there, and I kind of put a little bit more. This isn't done. There's no quote yet. Maybe it's going to be this month. Maybe it's going to be next month. You know, again, putting modeling paste on here. Instead of just wiping it off and throwing it out, I'm just putting it onto the page. Some more modeling paste. And it's making for some very interesting pages. Here I had leftover music paper as I was cleaning my studio, and I just grabbed the gel medium and put that down. Here I've just added on a white page, I put a border again with that modeling paste. I also have a page here where I had leftover paint, and can I find it? Right here, I just grabbed my brayer and I put the paint onto a blank sheet. I grabbed one of these blank gessoed sheets and I just brayered on it, which is another quick, easy way to get the background. So I'm finding, you know, I have a place to put those little bits and bobs, and they sit here, and you know, if I find something, I can put it on a page, just use a little painter's tape and put it there. Maybe I'll finish it that way, maybe I'll change my mind. So one of the quotes that I came across is, "In the waves of change, we find our true direction." And so, you know, that kind of hit me because sometimes we fight the change. But if we go with it, then we find that that's where we should be. So with going with the wave theme, I have this winter, 2019, this TCW 847. Now this is the small one. And I am just going to look for a page where I can put that and the quote. But before I do, I think what I'm going to do is just see how much room the quote is going to take. Now again, saving time. The whole idea behind the quick-fire journal is to be able to journal when you don't have a lot of time. Getting the little bits and bobs put down over time helps. And I will be doing a video showing another way that you can build your quick fire art journal stash so you can have it. Typing up all the change quotes, sitting down in one session and getting that done, so I don't have to stop in the middle of my creation. I can just use the quote. Now the disadvantage is, you know, I'm kind of guesstimating how big this can be. So if I can put that, I can be cutting it. I think that's going to work rather well. So if I want sky, or blue, that might work. Let's just take this off to get a good fix. You know what? I think I am going to grab a white, and I'm going to grab one that doesn't have a lot of writing in it because I hope we have that. And go there, and I can play with the orientation a little bit. This is a little bit short. Of course I can go that way, and then I can put that just in a block there. And I cut them out because I need to see what they look like. So we have that crest of wave on there. So I am going to decide what color medium I want to use on this. I don't want to do stenciling with modeling paste. I have a lot of that in the book. And the advantage of using the Happy Planner, the disc bound system, is if it gets thick, I can A, make another planner, second edition, or B, I can swap out these smaller discs for bigger ones, and it'll just incorporate and be able to handle however thick some of my pages get. But you know, I want variety in here. So I'm just going to play around with this and I will be back. Okay, so I think I'm just going to stencil on here, and I'm going to try to layer this so that we have, I'm going to put the stencil on top of the stencil. Don't know if that's going to work, but you know what, we'll give it a try. Now I need to decide what the background color I want here. So I can go, I'm thinking I might go metallic. I think, we're going to do that because I've been wanting to experiment with the Crafters Workshop metallic gessos. So I have gold gesso and I have silver gesso, but I think I'm going to try the silver. I'm thinking I'm going to go blue tones in the waves, predictably, but understandably. So I'm just going to put that on here. And grab a brush. I would love people to join me with the Quickfire Art Journal. And in that art journal every day, it doesn't, if you don't have a happy planner, that's not the necessary part. You need something to journal in. I'm recommending something, about this size, not much bigger, because that just shortens your time to doing everything. Put some paint on a few pages. You don't even have to have all the pages painted to start. As my one of my latest ones, you don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Get started. Start setting that up. Don't think it has to be this big process. Do what you can. If you can only get 5 pages prepped, then do 5 pages. And have those done. Then have some at the ready that you can put when you are art journaling, when you are painting, you can just put, like I showed at the beginning, whatever you're using. The modeling paste can go on there. And over time, you are going to have a lot of different cleanup pieces. Not sure about the silver, but I'm going to keep going with it. This is also a place to experiment, right? And have fun. So I'm going to dry this up, clean up, and we'll be back. Okay, so I have off to the side, I have Prussian blue, I have bright aqua green and white. And I'm going to grab a makeup sponge and I am going to mix them as I go. I'm very curious to see if this metallic sheen comes up through. The gesso is not gritty at all. It's very smooth texture. It's more opaque, I think, than just silver paint. I always find with metallics you need a couple coats to get good coverage. Ooh. You can't quite see the shimmer, but I'm liking how this is turning out. Too much paint. Did I smooch? I think I'm safe, but think only because I did not press down very hard. It's very lightly. Okay. Now I'm going to just make sure that's dry. I'm going to reverse this and I'm going to do it on the other side, and I'm hoping to get kind of a layered effect. And if I like this to working, I will be able to use this on a canvas. Okay, that is kind of giving me what I want. Yay me! You can tape down the stencil, and if you're starting or you find that you're struggling with doing stencil work, I recommend doing that. Oh, I'm liking the effect. And you do, I don't know if you can pick that up, but you do still get that shimmer. And I don't like the silver in the background for the sky here. So, yeah, it gives this kind of iridescent quality to this. I'm just going to let this dry, and I'm going to think about it and come back, because sometimes you need think time, and that's okay. Just don't overthink. So I'm liking everything. Just the gray sky is not appealing to me. So what I'm going to attempt here is just doing, I'm going to mix these colors, and I just want to do kind of a wash with them. I don't know. I'm unsure. And I probably, you know, had I thought about this beforehand, do that beforehand. I just wanted a little bit off the sky, and totally loving this. Quick, easy. And then I think in the ways, I don't want to, I don't want to cover up too much of this. Maybe here. Okay, too much white, I'm thinking over here, which is my usual problem. So I'm just going to do a little fussy cutting. And I think it's because we have all these waves and their swirls that the straight edge is fighting it. Plus the extra white. Now I could just colorize this, do a very slight wash of blue. So it wasn't. Oh yeah, that's going to be the ticket. That will do the trick for sure. So I'm going to fussy cut this. You don't need to watch me doing that. But hopefully you can see, I'm going to zoom in, how this fits better than this. This kind of detracts from the background, from the focal point and from the waves, whereas this works together. That's the way I see it. Okay, so I did that and I ended up moving it down. I did not want to cover up these peaks of these waves. This is more the bottom part. And instead of grabbing my regular gel medium, I'm going to grab the gloss. Ooh, it looks so creamy. Primarily because, well, again, it's a new product and want to see what it does. But also, this has metallic and shimmer. If I put matte on, it's going to kind of deaden that a little bit. What I plan on doing is not just putting it underneath here. I'm going to put it on the whole page, so it's going to somewhat be very glossy. I think that will look good. Sometimes when you're playing in your art journal, quickfire or otherwise, you want to try and experiment things. Other times you just want to go and create without having to think so much. Now, if you want to purchase my sentiments, I can make these available. If you're interested, let me know. I haven't saved them in a format, but they are for a smaller size. My larger sentiments, my coffee and tea, and my sassy sayings are available. If you want more information to that, I'll direct you to put in the iCard to the video where I show exactly what's in each of the packs. But watching these, you can see how I'm using these sentiments in my art journaling and having them ready to go and having them in your stash is great. So Oh, too late. That's going to stay down where it is. And now I'm just going to put a coat because I don't want just some parts to be shiny. I want the whole thing to be pretty much the same. And for this, it'd probably be better to have a bigger brush, but we'll give this just dry and come back for the final reveal. So you can definitely see the gloss from the gel medium that I put over the whole thing, and it does add to this effect. So I think that was a win. I'm loving the silver gesso in the background. It really, because I've stenciled very lightly over top, you get that iridescent peeking through. It changed how those colors would be stenciled on. I'm just grabbing some of the paint that I still have on the side, and I'm just going to edge this. I guess I should have done this before I did the gel medium over the whole thing, but that's okay. It's just, I find it frames it. It's one of those finishing details. If you don't have Prussian blue, you can use phthalo green and dioxazine purple. They make a nice navy, or use a dark navy that you have. Although, if you do try Prussian blue, you're bound to fall in love with it like I have. It's an amazing, amazing color. I use it a lot. I am really thinking, I love how this has turned out, and I'm trying to use some of these techniques on a canvas, which is great because that's another purpose of the quick fire art journal or any art journaling, is to just build your skills, experiment, play. If you come up with something that you like, there's nothing saying you can't duplicate this now. Get a 5x7. If I want to do it this size, get a 5x7 canvas board and do it on there. And you can pretty much exactly as it is. So I'm just using up what's in my sponge. I just grabbed a white sheet. I don't know if this is, if I'm going to use it or how that's going to work. Maybe just some interesting marks. Ooh, I like that with the white background. If you don't want to go silver, Loving that. I do a lot of ocean theme stuff, so I'm not too worried that I won't be able to utilize this. In some way, shape, or form at some point in time. In fact, one of the themes is actually ocean, so at some point, and if you know yourself and you know what themes you like, if you stick true to who you are and what you like, it's pretty easy to, you can't go wrong. Now it's kind of got a little muddied now, but that's okay. Like I said, this will be the background of something. And look at that. There we go. So we have our page and another page that's got color on it. Have fun with it. Bye.